everybody, Ben Woodruff here with another falconry video. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about greyhawks, which is kind of an exciting species to talk about. The reason I'm talking about this is because a friend of mine, Jason Norman, is pioneering the training of this species. It's pretty much a virtually unknown species in falconry. There's been a few people here and there who have flown them in an education capacity, but this is one of, if not the first opportunity of somebody truly flying this as a falconry bird here in the United States. Jason was able to acquire this bird from Arizona under the laws they have there, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about it. But this is a species that's always fascinated me because they are related to red-shouldered hawks. And at first, when you look at red-shouldered hawks, you might say, well, how does this compare at all to a greyhawk? But start looking at the pigmentation, look at the body shape, the shape of the wings, everything, and it's like, oh yeah, you can see it. They branched off a long time ago, but they are the two closest cousins to each other, taxonomically speaking. Now, this species, I'm going to let Jason tell you a little bit about it, and he's going to give more updates as we go along as the training process goes. Because again, when you're kind of pioneering a new species, everything's new. Jason has trained goshawks and harris hawks, red-tailed hawks. He's trained a lot of different kind of birds, and he's utilizing those training techniques on this bird, but who knows? We're going to see how the training goes and see what the bird is capable of, and I'm excited to let Jason here tell you a little bit more about what his experience with this species has been thus far.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm a falconer from the state of Arizona, and I've been a falconer for 5 years now. We've completed 5 seasons. And my channel that I have is Tooth and Talon. So if you guys want to check that out, you're more than welcome to follow us there on YouTube and Instagram. And this here is Cloud, which is my newest bird, and he's a greyhawk. So I was drawn to greyhawks because when I moved to Arizona, I found out that they allow a greyhawk take, and the largest population of greyhawks are right in Arizona. So I applied for the draw, and I happened to get it almost right away, my first year being there, and I feel super blessed to be able to do that. And what kind of drew me to the species is a friend who was also interested in them showed them to me and how unique they were, because they are a boodio like a red tail or a harris hawk, similar to those, but they have a lot of accipitrine qualities to them too, and they have a wing beat similar to an accipiter, but then they behave a little bit more like a red tail. It's almost like they're caught somewhere in between. So currently, as we're filming this, I am the only one or the only falconer technically with a greyhawk at the moment. The only other one that's in captivity is with the Arizona Fish and Game. They have theirs for education. And then there's this one, and I hope that we can really open it up and allow more falconers to take and try this bird so that we can figure out what makes them click, figure out what quarry they're best suited for, maybe figure out the best way to train them. Are they better taken as a little baby or like an IS, or are they better taken as a passage and then trained from a passage, or maybe a family bird? We don't really know yet, and so it's cool to kind of be a part of some of the first people flying them here in the United States. There was somebody who had some experience last season able to fly the bird, and you know, as is the nature of falconry, our birds have the opportunity to fly away, and that's what that particular greyhawk chose to do, is fly off, maybe migrate. And so we're going to hope that we can keep this bird around a bit longer and be able to figure out what they click, what works best for them, and hopefully we can get some more falconers out there getting them so I can get a little extra help too, because I don't think I'll be able to figure them all out all by myself. This particular bird, they range pretty much from Mexico and then to just barely over that Mexico border, so you can find these guys in the United States in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, but there we go. You can find them in Mexico, Arizona, Texas, but Arizona does have the largest population of them in the entire United States. The only time that they really come into the States is usually to nest. Of course, there's always exceptions out there. There are passages that come up north that, of course, aren't nesting at the time, or maybe they're just migrating back and forth. But they come up to Arizona, they nest in that area, They really like to nest normally in tall cottonwood trees. They love things like having a slow-moving creek, a spot with some still water, and they're almost always in canyons at a tall tree. Again, there's always exceptions, but that's typically where we find most of their nests. And in the nest, they're fed almost exclusively lizards. They'll continue to eat lizards for quite a while, and some of the older birds that are already gray, like I keep calling him a gray hawk, and he's obviously not gray. They do gray out after their first molt. And they continue kind of to eat reptiles until after their second season, and then they kind of expand a little bit more to like squirrels or quail or something feathered or pigeon. They'll kind of expand a little bit from there. The only imprint I truly have experience with so far is a goshawk. But compared to a red tail, I would say that their personality so far is relaxed like a red tail, but just slightly more skittish. And that's likely due to them just being smaller, because there's, probably red tails and Harris hawks and black hawks and Cooper's hawks. Well, maybe not Cooper's hawks. Doubt Cooper's hawks. But pretty much any other larger bird or bobcat stuff wants to eat them. So they're just a bit more skittish. They feel like there's a lot of things out there that they're going to eat them. So that's typical of a smaller bird. But yeah, I feel like they are kind of laid back, similar to a red tail. So, and I hope that continues. She has yet to, I keep saying she. He is yet to grow out all his feathers. So when he does, we call it hard pinning, when their feathers completely finish growing out and the blood in the feather goes back inside their body. Once that happens, sometimes their personality changes. So it could change at that point. And the fun part is we're going to find out. We don't know yet. So it's fun. It's honestly fun not knowing exactly what's going to happen. So I'm enjoying that as I go. And honestly, they're really nothing like a goshawk, in my opinion, so far. They're very, very different in how they act and how quickly they mature mentally. So
I'm excited for you.
What else?
That's really, really cool.
We enjoyed hearing a little bit about this species. Again, a really cool bird, really cool species, a lot of potential, and I'm really excited to see what Jason's going to be able to do with this bird and what information he can give all of us in the falconry community. Please be sure to check out his website. I'll put links down in the description below. Please support Jason, and he puts a lot of good content out there. It'd be great to support him. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below, and as always, happy hawking.